Okay, so it has been a couple months since we have done this type of workout. It's balance for glutes, and we are doing the ab challenge at the end as well. So the only equipment that you do need is a loop band, and if you have a choice between several, pick the heaviest one today, because we're not going to do a ton of repetitions. So the heavier the band, and really light band. So nothing really heavier than green, maybe blue on the second set, but green, yellow, red were my choices, because we're going to use the arms to make the balance a little bit more challenging. So if you make the arms too challenging and you're working on the strength of the arms, you're going to fall over the balance. So we have to kind of do the two. We're also going to do quite a bit of repetitions with the arms as well, so you don't want super heavy. Okay, that's all the equipment that you need, and bare feet, if you can, if you don't have any issues with your feet. So what we're starting with is a light band. So you can start with your green or red, and we're gonna actually start on the floor. Okay, so you're gonna lay on your back, and again, it should be very light. We're not going hard. What I'd like you to focus on is your pelvis today. So when you lay down, everybody's going to lay on their back with their feet bent, knees bent, feet on the floor, and do a pelvic tilt. So you feel your low back push down to the floor. That's going to be the focus today for a lot of the exercises. Arms are above your head with your hands facing the ceiling, holding the band about a foot apart. Okay, that's how you're starting. Pelvic tilt, and now push your shoulders into the floor. That's your starting position. Now keep the pelvic tilt, lift your hips up and stretch the band very slowly all the way until your pinkies touch the floor. Feel the pelvic tilt of your bum, so your glutes should be tight, and then very slowly back again. Pelvic tilt again. Exhale, stretch the band, fingers touch the floor, and then inhale back. Remember, this is not supposed to be difficult. We're focusing on the pelvic tilt. So exhale all the way, hands touch the floor, inhale back. Pelvic tilt. Exhale. So you should feel a little bit of abs, a little bit of bum, a little bit of back. Inhale back. Go this slow, nice and slow. Exhale. Lift your hips up. Hands go to the floor. Inhale back. Exhale. Pelvic tilt. Lift up. And hands back. We have 4 more. Shoulders should be glued to the floor. Exhale. Inhale back. Little pelvic tilt, reinforce it every single time. We get 2 more. Shoulders back again. Stretch the band. Inhale back. Should be easy. That's it. Lift it up. Last one. Now stay here. So pelvic tilt, hands are on the floor. This is going to be a tough one. Without bringing your feet closer together, put all your weight into your left leg. Left leg, and then straighten out your right. Okay, now make sure that the hips are even. Hold and breathe. Keep that pelvic tilt for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Don't lose it. Change feet. Keep your hips up. Pelvic tilt again. Extend your leg. Thighs are together for 10. Keep pinching your shoulder blades. 8, 9, 8, 7. Hips are even. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. You can come all the way down. Good. Windshield wipe your knees from side to side. Good. And then flip over onto your belly. We're going to do a bird dog with the band. So you're going to place the band the full length of your mat like that. And if it can be flat, would be great. It'd be a little bit easier to anchor it down. Now you're going to put your one knee. So I'm going to go left knee, so you can see. And you're going to hold on to the band about 2 feet apart. So you got a bit of distance. If you want to test it, raise your arm and see if you can lift that up without lifting your shoulder up. Okay. And if it's not, give yourself a bit more space. Good. So now the left arm is going to lift and the right leg. Okay. So extend it out and then lift the left arm. Now hold it there. Round your back out. So draw the belly in and then try and take some weight off of the right hand a little bit by pushing your hand into the floor and taking more weight in the shoulder. Keep that left arm out. Good. Now get your right hip down to face the floor so your hips are even. That's your starting position. Now reach underneath. Touch your left hand to your right knee, so bend them both, and extend back to that perfect position you just got. The head's looking down. Good. Reach down and touch and extend. So good old bird dog, focusing on your abs and light on the hands. So that's 3, slow, 4, 5. If your shoulder's coming up, you can bring your left arm out more to a V, out to the side to give yourself more space. 7, don't arc your back when you extend. 8, 2 more. 9, and 10. Yep. So if you want, you can just turn around the other way, or if you don't have the room, then bring it over to the other side. Okay. So now right hand, right knee, anchor it down with the right knee. Good. So we're gonna do that same anchoring. So make sure you test it on this side. Each side's different. You may need a little bit more band on this side. Bring your right arm up, left leg up. Hold it there. Now round your back. So you're taking some weight off that left hand. Kick your foot back in the left leg, so not up, but just straight back, and make sure your hips are even, okay? Tighten up the abs a little bit more. Good, now reach underneath, touch your hands to the knee, and extend out without arcing your back. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Now we're going to create those loop bands. Laura, I don't know if you guys can put that. If you don't have a loop band, you can tie up your long band to make a loop. Give you a few seconds. Everybody else, grab your loop bands and put them around your knee. Okay. Now we're going to lay on the right side. We're going to do clamshells. And before you go on autopilot, because everybody knows clamshells, we're going to change them slightly to try and make them more difficult. Okay. So you're staying on the right side, knees are bent, look down, your heels are in line with your bum or in your hip. Now, hand on the hip like we've done before, that's cool. Now, tuck your tail in. So really exaggerate, tuck the tail in. Now you've already tightened up your left butt cheek, maybe your right as well. Keep the tail tucked and lift that heavy band. I asked you to pick a heavy one. You shouldn't go very high. Okay, so you just feel this engage. Pause for a second and lower. So think of squeezing, open, pause, and lower. Squeeze and open, pause, and lower. And if your bands are not working, you can still do it without a band. Just think about squeezing this butt muscle here, pause, and lower. We're already at 3. So lift up, squeeze, lower, and low down. Pelvic tilt again. Squeeze, don't lose the pelvic tilt, pause, and down. 5 more. Lift, squeeze, and down. Lift, pause, and down. Last 2. Lift, pause, and down. Last 1. Lift, pause, and down. Good. Now we're going to stay with this left side. Go on your hands and knees. If you don't have a band, what you're going to do is you're going to kick your leg out and you're going to kick out like that if you don't have a loop band. If you have a loop band, and they should be tight, start with your knees already separated, okay? So if it's already tight. Now you're going to claw the ground with your hands so you don't have a lot of weight on your hands. You can even lean back a little bit. You're going to do a bit of a pelvic tilt. So you're going to round your back again, hold that, and then see if you can lift your legs. You're going to lift it a lot less than you usually do, and then bring it down. Don't bend your elbows, okay? So we're going to do 10. Lift and pause, and then lower. Lift and pause, and lower. Lift and pause, don't lose the pelvic tilt, and lower. That's 3. Lift and pause, draw the belly in, and lower. Lift and pause, and back down. 4 more. Arms are straight. Lift and pause, back down. 3 more. Lift and pause, claw the mat so you have light hands. Last 2, arms are straight. Lift and pause, and back down. Last 1, lift and pause, and back down. We're getting these glutes to fire so that we're going to hopefully get them to engage naturally when we do our balance work in a little bit. Let's go to the left side. So clamshell first, tuck the tail, knees are in front, ankles are below the hips, tuck the tail, lift and squeeze, not so high. Can you go all the way down, Margie? All the way down on like lower down. Yeah. And then don't go so high. You can bring your knees up closer to your face. So bend them more. Just Margie. Yeah, you're good, Laura. Lift and pause. Back down. Lift and pause. And back down. Lift and pause. And back down. Don't go so far that your hip rolls back. So go left and think more of a squeeze. And pause. And back down. Lift and pause. And back down. As soon as your leg touches, if you're off time with me, just lift again. Your pause is at the top. Good, and back down. Right again, lift and pause. And back down, we'll do 2 more. Lift and pause. And back down. Last one, lift and pause. Excellent. Flip over onto your stomach again. We're doing fire hydrants on the other side. I'm gonna show it this way. So right leg is doing the leg lift. Abs are tight, round the back, pelvic tilt, and then lift your leg up to the side. So you've got 1, and then lower, right back up. Pause on the side and lower. That's 2. Lift and pause. That's 3. Lift, 4. Lift, pause, 5. Lift, 6. Lift, 7. Draw the belly in. Lift, 8. Lift, 9. Last one. Lift, and 10. Okay, we're getting into some hard ones now. Abs, on your hands and knees. Knees are separated, so you still have that tight band. Tuck your toes under and round your back, okay? So like a cat, round it. Don't lose that rounding, tuck your tail and lift up your knees just inches from the ground. We're gonna hold this for 20 seconds. Round your back for 20 seconds. You've got 5 done. Draw the belly in, pull it in as much as you can. You've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, drop your knees and you can arc your back into a cow. Walk your hands slightly forward and then straighten out your legs, so your bum's up towards the ceiling, and then walk your hands all the way back to your toes and stand up. Okay, we're gonna repeat that again. So you're gonna do a walkout. So knees are about shoulder width apart. You've got some stretch on the band. Stick your bum back, stretch out your hamstrings, walk your hands all the way out. When you get there, you're gonna tap one shoulder, put it down, tap the other shoulder, put your hand down, and then walk all the way back. That counts as 1. Okay, and then we go again. Walk all the way out. When you tap a shoulder, you try not to move the hips, try not to rock from side to side, using that ab strength. 2, 3, 4, last one. And 5. Yeah, excellent. Okay, if you have the loop band on your knees, take it off. If you have it tightened, you can take out the knot. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna grab your t-shirt or a towel, anything that you have around. We're gonna work on the strength of the arches of the feet because we're gonna need that for our balance. So anything that you have, you can grab with your feet. T-shirt would be great. If you have a sweat towel, all you're gonna do is you're gonna stand up, grab your feet with the towel, lift it up, and then grab it as much as you can and lift it up. So we're gonna do that for 30 seconds. Good, you can grab a band, yeah, you can use a band, anything that you can grab with your toes. So what we're trying to do is create an arch in the foot, strengthen up those little tiny muscles of the feet. And we're gonna talk about the arch a lot today. The arch is important to maintain so that we don't put pressure on the knees. Got 10 more seconds on this leg. And if it hurts your leg to lift it up, you can just, you don't have to lift it all the way up. You can just grab it with your feet and then drop it and pick it up. Okay, and then do the same thing, 30 seconds on the other side. Good, and last one. Excellent. You can get rid of your towel or you can keep it on the side for when you sweat. Now we're working on the strength. That's it, Laura. That's what we're doing next. So you're gonna go up onto your toes. Now, the goal is to not touch anything, okay? So the goal is that just through balancing like this, you're gonna get more strength. So you're gonna go up onto your toes. If you'd like, you can bring your hands forward to help with balance. Staying up onto those toes, we're gonna try to squat down as slow as you can. And if this is as far as you can go, that's fine. You can stand back up. If you can go all the way down, you're going to keep going, keep going, keep going until you can't go down. And then keeping the heels up, stand back up again. Okay, so we're going to try that 5 times. So we're working on the strength of your feet. Now, this may or may not work for you, Gwen, because of your toe. You may want to just do regular squats. So for Gwen or anybody who has toe issues, what I want you to think about is put your feet into the ground, have your heels, your baby toe, and your big toe touching. So you're creating an arch, and you're going to try to keep that arch underneath your foot as you squat down. You're going to strengthen your legs that way. Nice. If you can, try to keep your heels up when you stand as well. That's it, nice. And then watch those knees, they don't go in together. You can push them out, pretend that you have the band on your knees still and you're pushing into the band. Once you've done 5, you can stop, we're gonna lost count and grab some water. Okay, so we worked on a little bit of core, a little bit of glutes, the feet, arches of the feet, and the pelvic floor, okay? Now we're gonna try and use all those in our balance exercises. So we have 6 total. We're gonna do them twice through. 6 exercises twice through. So I'm gonna pick a really light band for the first one. Pick your lightest band that you have. And if you have an issue, either your band is too light, you can use weights as well. But I'd like to use bands because they're more intense. And by forcing you to put your foot down, to anchor it down, it's going to keep your foot in a better position. So we're going to have your left foot standing on the band. Sorry, that's what I was going to say. If at any point in time your band is too heavy and you can't do both arms, just drop one side and do one arm, okay? And I'll tell you which arm for each one. So for this one, if you're only going to do one arm, it's only the right arm that you're moving. We'll try for 2 though. Now, what is this one? We're squatting down. So we're going to squat down like this. Your hands are going to be up by your ears. Now, if you see my position already, my back is arched, which I don't want. So in this position, you're going to tuck your tail, which may mean that you stand up a little bit. You're going to bend over a little bit more, hinge forward at the waist. Don't worry, keep staying here. This is part of it, to holding it this time. Our shoulders are getting tense by holding your band up here. Now look at your feet. Your big toe and your heel and your baby toe, those 3 points should be your point of contact. So you have a little bit of an arch underneath your main foot. Now, holding all this, tuck your tail in, abs tight, reach your hands up towards the ceiling and back 10 times. You get 1, 2. Remember, if it's too heavy, just do the right arm because we're gonna do it again. 3, that's it. 4, 5, 6, looking good. 7, 8, 9, look up, Margie. And 10. Excellent, nice, Les. Good, okay. For those of you who did, you can, everybody can switch to the other foot, switch to the right foot. And now if you only did one arm, you're going to be working the left arm. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing. So squat down. Now you know where we're going. So we won't hold it for as long. Tuck your tail and see if you can get a little bit deeper this time. Now what happens is when you go deeper, you don't have that range of motion in your back that does this. So what you're going to do is more like a V out to the side so you can keep that tail tucked. Okay. So squat down deep, tuck your tail, arch of your foot is up, and now reach out for 10, 9, looking slightly forward to your back, your neck is, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now that's just to wake up the glutes. Put the band off to the side for a second. We're gonna go back to the left leg. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna lift up the right leg. Your left knee is gonna be slightly bent. So go this way. So slightly bent on the left knee, like this. And now arch of your foot is up. Tuck your tail. And now with the other leg, you're gonna tap it out to the side. So if I go here, I'm gonna tap it to the side and tap back. Tap out. So I'm just tapping without putting any weight. Now, see if you can straighten up your body so you're not leaning over to the left. Yeah, straighten a little bit more. And that left knee is squatted. Squat deeper. Left and Margie, squat deeper. Make it harder. Squat deeper on the left. Yeah. So it's burning the arch of the foot, the left glute, and probably the left quad. For 5, go deeper, Sandy, on that left knee, squat. Yeah, and don't let the left knee move. 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Okay, so you should feel that in the quad of the left leg and the glute and the arch of the foot. You're challenging yourself to squat down as deep as possible, and this right knee doesn't move. Now, before it was the left, now it's gonna be the right. Okay, so we squat down. It's usually helpful to start with both legs. So you get the position first. And then when you lift up your left leg, you're not shifting anywhere. Now squat down deeper, Margie, stick your bum back. Make it harder. Yeah, and then tap out. If it's too much to do the taps, then just hold the squat. Don't forget the arch of that foot. Try and keep it up. Last 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're back to the band again, light band. Now we're gonna test out your band first to decide if you're gonna do both arms or one. The test is the reverse fly. So if you put it on your left foot, you're just gonna bend over and bring your arms out to the side. Could you do that 20 times? Okay, if that's a no, then drop one side and you're gonna give yourself a longer band and you're gonna do just the right. Because we're gonna do it twice. You'll have a chance to do the left. Okay, so now you've decided if you're doing both or one. Now that should be light because I'm gonna make it hard now. So make an X on your foot. Good. Now tighten up your abs. You're gonna sit up nice and tall, tuck your tail in, and you're going to start by hinging forward. So you're on that left leg. Now you're gonna try and hold that, and you're gonna bring your arms out to the side into a reverse fly. Just for 10 times. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yes. This is why I didn't want to go too heavy with the band. Right? We're mainly focused on the balance today. The band stuff is just kind of throw you off. Okay, so right foot. Okay, sit up nice and tall, tuck in your tail, drop that left hip down and hinge forward at the waist. Wait until you've got your balance and then start with the arms. If you don't have your balance, don't do the arms. You got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, everybody's favorite. Everyone's gonna go to the back of their mat, the back of their room. No band. This is your bear crawl. Yeah, 1 minute. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go onto those hands and knees like we started in the earlier where we held this for 20 seconds. Your right hand, left knee, you're gonna step forward, left hand, right knee, so you're doing opposite. You're gonna crawl, trying to keep your back as flat as possible. And then the challenge is go backwards until you reach the end of your wall or your room and go forward again. Okay, 1 minute, here we go. This is gonna get the heart rate up. You're working core, you're working shoulders. A little bit of coordination, keeping the brain sharp. When you're going backwards, don't take big steps, take small steps, otherwise your legs get away from you. We're halfway, you've got 30 seconds left. Five, 4, 3, 2, and done. Whew. What number was that? That was number 3. We've got 3 more. Oh yes. Okay, light band. Now, if you have wrist issues, you can do this in a low plank. Do you want to do that? So Laura, you're going to go into a low plank. You're going to hold on to the band. You're going to anchor it down with your elbow, and you're going to go into a low plank like this. I'll show you on this side, and you're going to bring your arm up like that. Okay, that's the low plank if you have wrist issues. Everybody else, you're going to go up onto your hands. The band is on your hands, underneath your hands. You're anchoring it down. So I'm going to anchor it down with my right hand. Abs are going to be tight. And what I'm going to try not to do is lean my whole body to the right. So feet can be wide. Now, lift up your left hand, grab the band, and bring it out to the side 10 times. 9, 8, thumb down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I think this is the hardest of them all. Other side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now you're only going to use the one end of the band. You need it quite long for this one. We're going to do your favorite, the quarter lunge. So let me show on an angle like this. So I'm going to go down with, so I'm going to put on my left foot and go down with the right knee. Okay, now your right arm is going to be straight up above your head and it stays there the whole time. Okay, so anchor underneath the left foot and then make sure that your foot's slightly out. Now, you're going up 2 inches, maybe 1 or 2 inches, right? Right arm stays above your head. You're going to come up 1 or 2 inches, pause. Good, back down. Up and pause, back down. Up and pause, back down. That's 3. Up and pause, back down. That's 4. Up, pause, back down. That's 5. Up, pause, back down. That's 6. Up, pause, down. That's 7. Pelvic tilt. Up, pause, down. That's 8. Up, pause, down. That's 9. Last one. Up, pause, and down. So really, really tiny motions, right? With the legs, building up lactic acid. Again, other side. So right foot on the band, left hand holding onto the band above your head, okay? If you need to have more space, your hand can be slightly out to the side. So by your shoulders, good. Pelvic tilts. So you're stretching out the hip flexors, up just a little bit, hold it there, and down. That's 1. Up just a little bit, and down. That's 2. Up just a little, down. That's 3. Up just a little, down. That's 4. Up, hold for a little, down. That's 5. Up, and down. That's 6. Up, down. That's 7. Up, down. That's 8. Up, down. That's 9. Up, and down. That's 10. Woo! That's number 6. So grab some water. We're doing that one more time. So if you're like, yeah, I want to make that easier, you can go with a heavier band. Or if you're like, yeah, I want to make it easier, do no band. If you want to make it harder, you can go into a heavier band. If you want to stay the same and try to just work on the form, keep with the band you've got. Okay. So grab some water. We're standing up. You're back to the deep squat with either one arm press or 2. So I'm going to start on my right foot this time. If you're doing one arm, Laura, you're going to put in your left hand. Good. Standing on with the right foot and holding with the left hand. Good. Now bring your arms up by your head. Good. Squat down and then tip forward. So this one's going to be more of a tip than usual in the normal squat. Now everybody tuck their tail in. Feet are parallel to each other. Good. And then tuck your tail in a lot. And now try to straighten up your arms for 10. 9. 8. Remember the arch of the foot. Try and create that arch. 6. 5. See if you can get lower in the squat. 2. And 1. Excellent. If you switch to the other foot, switch hands if you're doing one arm. Second set, see if you can get a little lower. This is the last one. Okay, so arms up by the head, squat down, and then you can tip forward on this one. Okay, and now draw the belly in and curl your tail in. Now reach for 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Now this is a single leg squat you're holding. The leg that's moving out to the side is to add more challenge. The goal is to keep your knee facing forward in that deep squat. It's not moving as your leg does its tap, okay? And you're also keeping an arch of the foot. So a lot going on here. You're gonna go for 30 seconds. You're just tapping back and forth for 30 seconds or just hold it. And if you wanna add a forward tap, forward, side, and back, remember you're not moving your hips when you move that leg. See if you can go deeper in the squat and stick your bum back. 10 more seconds. Don't put weight in the foot that's tapping. Deeper knee squat. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. Other side. So deep squat, hips, shoulders, ankle, knee all lined. Tuck the tail in and then tap it out. And then come up just a little bit, Laura, your chest. Yeah, put squat down with your bum. Yeah. Last 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, single leg deadlift with a reverse fly. So put it on the right foot, make an X. If you're doing one arm, put on your right foot, you're going to use the left arm. Okay. Now you're hinging forward at the waist, so your hips go down. Hips should still be facing the floor. And then kick that leg back, put weight or strength in that left leg to help keep it anchored. Then bring your arms straight out to the side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Look at that balance. Like circus performers. So left leg, right hand. Tighten up the abs, pelvic tilt, hinge forward at the waist, straight out to the side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Jim, you're missing a good one. Football plank. So I'm going to go with the lighter band, the lightest one I can get. This one is holding, remember, either a low plank or a high plank, and your arm comes out to the side. You'll like this one, Jim. So on either high or low plank, I'll do the right hand first, straight up to the side without your hips moving. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay on the floor. Band can go off to the side. We have your bear crawl. 1 minute of bear crawl. So speed is not the key here. The key is to try to keep the coordination and keep your back as flat as you can with your shins just grazing the floor. Okay. So here we go. 1 minute. Halfway. Fifteen seconds. Keep the belly drawn in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Last one. Really, really slow quarter lunges with your arm raised above your head the whole time. So I'm going to go right knee down and so losing it. Sorry, left knee down, left arm up over top of your head. Good. So we're on the floor. Now, if you're not able to get to the floor and get up on the floor, you could, I didn't give you the option, get a yoga block. So you could start on the yoga block, which gives you a little bit of an assist to come up. So you start there or lift yourself up a little bit. Put a towel or something underneath your knee. Okay, so you're only coming up about 2 inches, really, really small. Arm above your head. Here we come up, pause, and down. Up, pause, and down. So you still have a 90-degree bend on both. Up, pause, and down. Look up, Gwen, up, pause, and down. Up, 4, and down. Up, 5, and down. Up, 6, and down. If you straighten your elbow a bit more, less. Up, 7, and down. That's it. Up, 8, and down. 2 more. Up, 9, and down. Last one. Up, 10, and down. Have you noticed I have my hand on my belly, basically to keep myself engaged through the abs. It's kind of a reminder, tighten here, keep the tail tucked. Once you lose that ab contraction, then everything kind of falls apart. So underneath your left foot, right knee's down, right arm is above the head. Now for this one, less if you're, oh, look at that range of motion. It's better than the other one. Okay, here we go. So up, pause, and down. Tighten up the tail. Yeah, tuck the tail in, up, pause, and down. Lean back with your shoulders to the top of the hips. Up, pause, and 3. Up, pause, and 4. Up, pause, and 5. Up, pause, and 6. Up, pause, and 7. Up, pause, 8. Up, pause, 9. Last one. Up, pause, and 10. A little bit different than we've done before. Now, we're into the ab challenge. If you want to bring your screens down to the floor. You don't need any equipment for this one. I have 4 exercises. I'm going to do them twice through. Okay, so doing everything twice. The first 2 are quite a bit of a strain on the low back. So if there's any pain in your low back, please take the easier option. The second 2 are specifically going to strengthen the low back. So it will help counteract all that pulling on the low back, okay? So focusing on the front first and then focusing on the back. Please, if you feel any low back pain, don't push through it. That's one you don't want to push through. So we're going to start on our back. The 2 options are, the first one is single heel drops. So you're laying on your back. Single heel drops, you're lowering one heel to the ground, right? That's the easier version. Now, the keys to both versions is I want you to tuck your tail. So everybody bring your feet up. Tuck your tail in, push your low back down into the floor. And so you feel your ribs stacked right on top of the pelvis, okay? The harder version is you lower both at the same time without letting the low back come off. If you're doing it really fast, right? You're gonna have a shift and you're gonna see the body rock like this. So your goal is to go slow enough. And if you don't get to the floor, you're here and you're like, oh, I feel like it's coming up, just come back up. Okay, so single or double. We're gonna do for 10 only. It's gonna be very slow. If you're doing singles, 10 each leg. Okay, so very, very slow. 1. Keep that pelvis tilted, tail tucked in, belly drawn to the spine. Make this hard. I'm not counting it loud because I want you to do your own time, what works for you. I'm about halfway though. Good, and then last one. Good. You need a bit more time. For those that are doing the double, to make it easier, try to bend the knees more, Laura, so that your legs are not so heavy, right? So you can go lower by keeping your heels closer to your bum. Yeah. So you're gonna do a shorter. As you feel stronger, you can extend the legs out like you had before, but they're gonna be quite heavy. So I have mine quite tight. Now, the second one is either a boat pose. You have 3 options here. First one is just a general boat pose. You hold the whole time. The second one, a little bit harder. You do a single leg extension like this for the total amount of time. The hardest one is you're going to extend everything out and bring it back. Everything out This one is like a sketchy one. If your abs are not ready for it, the low back is going to be screaming. Okay, so only do it if you are ready. Okay, 20 seconds, whichever one you want to choose. Here we go. Now, if you want to make it harder, Margie, stay out here in the star, open up the legs, and then close. Star, open it up, and close. So you have a pause all the way out there. 5. Oh, nice, Duncan. 4. 3. I've got some good stars going. 2. 1. Nice. Okay, then we're working on the back. So this one's a nice, easy one. You're gonna lay on your belly, arms above your head. Okay, so we're lifting up right arm, left leg. Hip bones are glued to the floor, so we're working a gentle low back and a little bit of butt. We're gonna stay on one side for 5 and then do the other for 5, okay? So lift one arm, one leg, and hold for 3, 2, 1. Lower, repeat, same side. 3, 2, 2. Lower, repeat. 3, 2, 3. Lower, repeat. 3, 2, 4. Lower. Last one. 3, 2, and 5. Good. Other side. Squeeze the bum, lift the leg, lift the arm. 3, 2, 1. Lower, lift. 3, 2, 2. Lower, lift. 3, 2, 3. Lower, lift. 3, 2, 4. Lower, lift. 3, 2, and 5. Okay, this one I don't think we've ever done before. It's a version of what we've done. 2 options. You can go into a low plank or high plank. So if you're low plank, you're gonna lift up your right leg. We've done this before. We push yourself back, right, with the leg up. You're gonna come forward, nose over top, and then this is the hard part because you're really low. You're gonna bring your elbow towards your knee and then kick it all the way up and all the way in. Now, if you're in a high plank, it's harder on the shoulders, but easier. You don't have to worry about skimming your knee on the floor. Now you do the same thing, push it all the way up. Now come all the way up and reach until you touch your knee or as close as you can, and then all the way up. Okay, so you have 10 on each side. We'll take a break between them. Okay, here we go. So push yourself back, all the way over, nose over your thumbs, reach up, touch the opposite elbow. Back up, nose over top of thumbs, reach and touch the elbow. That's 2. Bring it up, knee to the same elbow, opposite elbow. That's 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. Really crunch that way to the 8. No. Take your hands out. And then we do the other side. Okay. So the more you bring your knee across, the more you crunch that side, the more intense it is for the abs. Okay. So left leg goes up, reach back, reach all the way up, nose over top of the fingers, knee to elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you touch the elbow? 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay, that was round number 1. So we're going to do it again. Okay, so now you know where we're going. If you are tired now, because we have done 4 ab exercises, you may not want to pick the harder of the 2 options. You may opt for an easier one, or if you know it's the end, you may want to opt for a harder one, depending on how you're feeling. So the first one was either knees or step bent. I really want you to hinge from the hip. So you're not doing this, tapping with your knee. Whatever angle you have your knee at, it stays the same. If you want to make it harder, the angle just gets wider till eventually your leg is long. I'm not able to get there. I still have mine quite bent. Otherwise, my low back comes off. Okay, so either single or doubles, 20 singles or 10 doubles. Going slow. Low back cannot leave the ground. Exhale as you lower to help draw the belly in. Two more. When you're done, you can bring your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little rock, a little massage for your low back. You go the opposite direction. Okay. To grab your knees, you can rock and roll yourself on your spine a couple times and bring yourself right up into a boat pose. So this one, either holding the boat pose or a single leg extension, or you're going for the double. Now, the trick with the double now, seen a few like this, what we're going to try to do is actually keep your chest up. So as you reach out, you don't lean too far back. You're staying quite tall. So it's just the legs that are going out without the back falling backwards. Okay, here we go. 20 seconds. Five, four, three, two, and one. Nice. Okay, on your belly. Lifting up one arm, one leg. Now, if you want to make this harder, let's do this. Grab your loop bands, and Laura, don't bother making a loop. We're only going to do one. If you don't have one handy, we're just going to do one exercise with it. So grab your loop bands, the lighter of the two if you have two options. Place them on your ankles. So now you've got a tiny bit of tension. We don't have much range of motion anyway. So, but as you get to the top, you're going to have some tension holding you there. And then one arm, one leg. Okay, so opposite arm, opposite leg. Okay, so left arm, right leg. And hold for 3, 2, 1. Don't push through the toe of the left foot. 3, 2, 2. And lower down. 3, 2, 3. Lower down. 2 more. 3, 2, 4. Lower down. Last one. 3, 2, and 5. The left leg, right arm. 3, 2, 1. Lower. 3, 2, 2. Lower. 3, 2, 3. Lower. 3, 2, 4. And lower. Last one. 3, 2, and 5. Roll it over, take the band off your ankles if you have them there. Okay, I'm making this one harder. You have the option of doing like we did last time, where you get a little bit of a rest. Every time you push yourself here, you're kind of resting. So now, so what you're going to do, if you want it harder, is you're going to stay with your hand over top. You're going to bring your leg up and then come forward. Come up and then forward without reaching your hips back. You don't get that recovery in between. Okay, so either on your elbows or on your hands. Good. Now lift up the left leg, and you're either pushing back or just lift it up. Reach it all the way up. Reach and touch. Your nose is going over top of your toes, and then straight back. Reach and touch. Straight back. 2. Reach and touch. Straight back. That's 3. Go this slow. Reach and touch. Back. That's 4. Reach and touch. Twist across. 5. 5 more. Reach and touch. Pause there, and then back. 4 more. Reach and touch. And back. 3 more. Bring it on. 2 more. You can do it. Exhale. Draw the belly in. Last one. Reach and touch and hold. Hold and bring your knee down. Okay, one last one to go. Shake out the hands. The longer you hold your knee to your elbow, the more intense it is. Here we go. You can always take a break and push your bum up like we did the first time. Okay, so on your hands and knees, or sorry, your toes in your hands, right leg goes up, touch your left elbow, and back. One. Reach and touch, and back. To the elbow, pause there, and back. Bring it across, pause, and back. Bring it across, and back. 5 more. To the elbow, and back. That's 1. To the elbow, and back. That's 2. We got 3 more. Bring it across, and back. That's 2 more. Bring it across, and back. Last one, we're holding it there. Bring it across for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it on down. Okay. Lay all the way on your belly. Hands kind of like sphinx on the floor, and then drag your chest through. Give yourself a little bit of an ab stretch. Ready. That was quite a bit of shoulders as well. A lot of the band exercises are surprisingly difficult as they build up, even though they're light bands. I'm gonna go onto your hands and knees. You're gonna take your right hand, or left hand, sorry, place it to the side, and your right hand facing forward. It's gonna be like that. Good. And then with your left hand out to the side, you're gonna rock to the left and back to neutral. Rock to the left and back. We're getting some stretch in that wrist. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now everybody bend their elbows, so it's gonna look super awkward. So elbows are out to the sides like that. And then start to lean back until you feel stretch. My forearms are quite flexible, so I'm gonna make it harder by taking my left hand and turn it with my fingers facing backwards, but my elbow still needs to be bent. Okay, so elbows still bent. Bend both elbows. You're not going very far. So turn your hand. So good. So there's no hyperextension in that left elbow. We're mainly focused on the left. Good. And then come on up, shake it out. And we do the same thing with the right. So now left fingers are facing forward. And if you have poor wrists, their wrist issues, you can go into a fist if that's too much time with the left hand. Right hand is facing out towards the side, and we're rocking over top of that right wrist, or rocking to the right. Getting some more flexion on the wrist. I guess extension really. But now you're either going to keep your hand like that, or you're going to turn it the way you did the other one. So fingers are facing your knees, your palm is down the floor, but bend both elbows. So if you can't bend your elbow, you're going to have to turn your hand out to the side. And then you're just slightly leaning back. You're moving like probably a millimeter back until you feel a stretch in that forearm. Good. And then you're going to you can shake that hand out. Sorry. You're going to take both hands. Palms are going to go up. The fingers are still facing you. Palms are up, the back of your hands are on the floor. Now it's going to look really awkward. Elbows out to the side, and then try and lean back. So we're trying to bend the elbows so we don't hyperextend at the elbows, and you keep the flexion or extension, whatever we're working here, in the wrist. So you're working, stretching out your flexors. So usually type from computer work or any sort of tedious repetitive work. Golfing, tennis, squash. Okay, and then come on up, shake them out. We did quite a bit of glutes, so we're gonna do one stretch for the glutes. You have a couple different options. If you want to sit up, you can do a seated figure four like this. If you want to relax and lay down, you can lay down and do a figure four like this. Grabbing the back of your, so if I have my right ankle over top of my left knee, I'm going to grab the back of the left leg. You're going to push the knee out to the side, your right knee, as you pull the left in towards your face. Now stay like that, but let go of your left leg. Slide your right all the way over top. It's like you're wearing a skirt, and you're going to let both knees fall to the right. The closer they are to your chest, the more intense it is. So if it's too intense, lower them down a little bit, straighten out your legs a bit, it's a little further away. If that's too intense, uncross your legs and stack them normally to the side. The top right leg should be pushing the right down, so you're getting more of an intense twist through the low back. And breathe. If you want, look, you can look at your left shoulder or left elbow arm. Both shoulders should be ideally on the floor. And bring your knees back up to center, uncross them. Left ankle over top of the right knee, figure four, left side. So grab onto the back of the leg, right leg, and pull it in towards you. And let go of the thigh, cross your legs all the way over, and then bring both knees towards the left now. You're going to twist, turn your head to look at your right arm, and breathe. 5 big inhales and exhales. Gravity just pull you across. Last one. Bring your knees back up to center, uncross them, open them up your feet so they're wider than your mat, and you're gonna let your knees come in together, just collapse them together. And then you're gonna place your hands on your belly. You're gonna do 4 breaths here. So we're gonna breathe into the belly, fill up the belly, fill it up, fill it up, fill it up, and then exhale, feel the belly drop and low back collapse into the ground. Okay, so breathe in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Inhale, hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Everything out. And you are done. Excellent work.